Look at that. Look at that quality. What's creaking? Ain't nothing creaking on this Benz. Oh. You got definition. So you push the window button and you hear a grinding noise, but your window doesn't move. You probably broke your plastic piece on your window regulator. The window regulator slide is made of this crappy plastic piece and they just explode. We actually do some custom fabrication and make our own. It has a bolt on it, should be a little bit easier to change out. And I also have a video with the door panel removal. So if you need help taking your door panel off, I'll have the pop up here. We've got some new stuff in the works. I've got some special artists making some car art. So this was the 80s. Neon lights, Wall Street on overdrive, mixtapes blasting on a Sony Walkman, the first cell phones the size of bricks, MTV changing music forever, and on the roads, chrome, boxy lines, and giant displacement engines choked by emission standards. It was the decade of excess, fast money, bold style, and even bolder machines. Over in Stuttgart at Mercedes-Benz, when they unveiled the Mercedes-Benz W126, it was built like a tank. But I don't think the designers at Mercedes planned on their car lasting 50 plus years, especially the plastic window regulator slides. Now let's check out how they work and how to replace them. So as you can see, all of these red dots are related to the window regulator. Even this one's a little red dot there. And you basically just remove all of them. Pull these wires out, make sure to take a photo of the harnesses if they're not numbered. And you might not even have to remove this one and this one because it is the window slide here. But give it your best shot. Just unscrew these and the regulator should pop out. You might have to play with it a little bit, move the regulator up and down for it to come out of this hole perfectly, but it's definitely possible. So after constant use in extreme conditions, the plastic piece eventually becomes brittle and forcefully removes itself from the window slide. Make sure to clean the slide out and put some new grease in there before you put the new regulator back in. So once that crappy plastic breaks off, you're left with the rivet and a foot-long window regulator that isn't connected to the window. In some cases, your electric window motor may actually die, in which case you will see the plastic slide is still in the window, but the window doesn't move under current. So the rivet just needs to be drilled out progressively, like your girl. Start small and work your way up until you're comfortable enough to hammer your 40-year-old $200 electric motor. This is the hardest part, getting this rivet out. You just stay persistent and use the right tools and don't bend the metal. And now for the custom fabrication. I've had to do all 4 windows on this car, and I think I finally had inspiration for a better idea. Time will tell. Okay, so I did a little custom fabrication. These are the $5 pieces that you get, and I couldn't really figure out what to do with this little tip. It didn't fit all the way through. I basically took a machine screw. Hi, Josie. Put a bolt on the end, did some silicone. Then my custom little special trick is when you're cutting the bolt off, you leave about 1/3 left and then smack it with a hammer. That just makes it so this bolt is not coming off. And look at this. Just perfect spinning. This is a lot easier to replace as well. It's just a screw. I'll just have to drill a little bit of that out. Here are the machine screws I used. I took a machine screw instead of a rivet and simply serrated the end of the bolt so it cannot come off. And this should make removal much easier. It just screws off and should have a bit more give and play in it. So hopefully I never have to open this door up. And that is it. You get a new plastic slide piece on here, and I'll show you now how to reinstall the window regulator properly. Check this out. Then the regulator has 1 bolt on there. You're able to hang it on there. And line these other holes up. Okay, so I was having a few problems. This bolt down here and this bolt up here. Oh, I still actually have to line up now that I look at it. This is the window rail here. You may need to remove it to do this rear window regulator. But now with the window regulator reinstalled, just have 1 more bolt to add. We are going to drop the window down and try to get this slide in there. We might have to lower it all the way to the bottom. Pretty sure we will, but let's try. So here it is all wired up, and functional. Now let's drop it to the bottom and try to get that window slide back in there. Okay, so now we checked that the motor can go all the way up and down with any obstructions. Just wanted to make sure this slide was out of the way. Now we're gonna loosen the regulator back up so we're able to drop the window down and then loosen this up, and we should be able to get this right back into the slider. Tighten her back up and it should be good to go. All right, guys. Okay, so I got it. Check that out. All right, just putting these bolts back on.
I've known some painted ladies that sparkled in the light, country girls that love the lover's moon.
All right, here's the first test. Just got the slider back in the window. Take it nice and slow. Up and down is working. Let's go all the way for both. Bottom is working. Beautiful. It works, let's go. Now just put the door card back on. So I may have just broke my phone camera, but here it is. The door panel is back on. Look at that. Look at that quality. What's creaking? Ain't nothing creaking on this Benz. Beautiful. I'm super happy with how this came out. I was able to get this door panel cleaned up and the wood cleaned up. You're not going to be able to see because my camera has just broken.
Big little or short of tall, wish I could have kept them all.